Alright guys, welcome to CBRC. Today we're going to talk about tires. I got several different tires here in front of me, and we're going to see what their uses are, what I'm going to use them for, and just how what their uses are and how I'm going to use them. I'll just put it that. So in other words, these tires here, these are lawnmower tires. They're rear wheel tires. They're geared, but I'm going to use them as trailer tires here in another video. That's down the line. We're not worried about these tires right now. These tires are for a future project. So let's put these away. Alright, so the tires I am most concerned about right now are these. These are those old Medicare tires that, you know, come off with the really fancy rims, you know, but as you can see, they're less than best. They're not dependable no more. They're dry rotted. They're junk. So, But you take this tire and you take a tire from, you know, let's say your local hardware store or Harbor Freight or whatever you got, and as you can see, they're similar in size. But here's the thing. This is what I'm really interested in. This is the idea that came to me. This hub has a 4-bolt pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. This tire has a 4-bolt pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're interchangeable. I've already done it to this tire. As you can see, the nuts and bolts are less than best, but it's got the same hub. It's got the exact same hub as this rim would have. So we're going to take the hub out of this, and we're going to put it in this. So stay tuned. Let's talk about some tires real quick. Since these are Medicare tires, they're designed to hold the load of the equipment and the disabled person that they're carrying. So this is a 3x4 tire, and it is designed to carry, let me find it. So the max load is 200 kilograms at 50 psi. That's a lot of weight for 2 tires. 3 off the scooter I came with because of the center steering tire, but so 200 kilograms at 50 psi. This tire, just one that I had laying around that I tested this on, it also has a max load of 300 pounds. It's only 135 kilograms, so it's slightly lower, but guess what? We're not going to have a person on it, so we can take all that poundage off. I don't know what the conversion rate is. I'll figure that out and let you know in a future video. So these tires only need to be 30 psi because they don't need to hold the weight of all the, you know, the equipment and the people, just the equipment. So whatever we're building, we start with the tires. These hubs, these rims, no good. We just need the hub out of it. So let's take a ratchet and we're going to take the hub out. So that's going to be real simple here. And in doing so, we get to keep all the factory hardware. So later down the line, when I figure out what thread size and what thread count these are, I'll be able to get stainless steel hardware and be able to upgrade from rusty, old, and nasty to shiny, new, and usable. Because, I mean, why not? If you're going to make something, at least make it look good. And if you're going to transform something from an apple to an orange, you better make it look good. Because if it doesn't look good, people will be like, oh, that's an apple-covered orange, or, you know, there's an orange peel over that apple, or whatever have you. I don't want that scrutiny. I don't want that critique. If you guys want to critique my videos and tell me how I can be better, that's fine. But whatever I make is what I'm gonna make. And I enjoy your guys' opinions. I enjoy what you guys throw in as far as advice and comments. I, highly encourage comments. And I wish you guys would stay along for the ride, because I would like to show you guys the end product, because it may not look like much now, but it'll look like something down the road. These bolts are being stubborn. There's the washers. There we go. So, front face of the rim, and here's the back face. It's a split rim. And this hub, let me show you guys. This hub passes through both sides of these and gets bolted to the front of this. This part, we don't need. Don't need it. We just need the hub. This is all we need. But now, we gotta take the hub off of this so we can put that hub on. Because that hub has a keyway. As you can see, that keyway will match up with the keyway on the original axle of the Medicare cart. These tires, they just got ball bearings to them. So they're meant for like dollies and carts and garden carts. They're not meant to be a drive tire. And even says not for highway use on them. Well, even though we're not going on the highway, I would still like to be off-road with this cart. So let's take the hub off of this one, and then we'll marry the two together. I already showed you guys this tire. This will be the end product, so we don't need that no more. This old tire is junk. What's really cool about this is since we're redesigning this tire to be a drive tire, it will also allow us to use the old hardware for a future project. So I can save all this old hardware. Because all it is a bolt, a washer, a crush washer, and a nut. So that comes in very useful in my hobby. So anytime we're doing something like this, where we're recreating something, there's always going to be parts and other stuff to where you could save it and use it for a future project if you have one. So I like to save these little bits of hardware because that saves me a trip down to Lowe's. That saves me a trip and spending money. Projects like this could get very, very expensive if you don't have a plan, if you don't have, a path to follow, and if you don't have future guidance. So a lot of stuff can get lost in the weeds, and then next thing you know, by the time you get halfway through your project, you already blew through your budget and you don't even know it because you went down to Lowe's and Home Depot every time you went to get some hardware or get a new part or what have you. So saving these hardware may seem trivial to you, but guess what? I'm saving money. So last bolt. What's funny is these came from the store and they're only put together hand tight already, so if it's a little tighter than hand tight, that's okay. But it makes it really, really easy to come on and off. There we go. And frankly, if you do use these tires for garden carts, dollies, what have you, I would really, really caution you to take them home and before you mount them to something, to actually tighten up the bolts so your wheel doesn't go boing, and then next thing you know, you're just left with this piece left on whatever you had it on. So old rim, we're going to save this tire and the inner tube within. So if you actually look on the inside of this tire, there's a lot of extra rubber from the cast or whatever molding it came out of. We could trim that up later. Right now we're going to set that aside. We don't need to worry about that. We're worried about this rim. If you look, this rim has been pressed on in place and it's fitted. So in order to separate it, we're going to have to go around and cut this pressing out of place, because if we don't, we won't be able to separate this from the hub, because we want this rim, we're going to save this rim to put on this hub. If you guys don't believe me, check this out. Look at that. It fits right on there. You just put on your hardware. So now that we know it fits, let's get rid of this old hub. So how I usually do it is I take it over to my vise, and in doing so, I got a citronella incense burner here, because citronella, mosquitoes don't like citronella, and it keeps them from coming in my workshop and bugging me while I work and while I'm showing you guys videos. So you're going to take your hub and you're going to put it in your vise. So with that being said, let's do so. Alright guys, I had to get some more tools, and we're going to fix that. So I have a drill bit in my rotary tool right now. Let me take that out. For the sake of safety, I'm going to get some safety glasses for y'all. Alright. Alright. I'm trying to remember how to do this, guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I did that other tire a while ago. There we go. One bearing out. One bearing is out. I wouldn't reuse this bearing again, but there's a bearing. Haha! We got it. So both bearings are out. There's the other bearing. Came out even easier than the first. So we got both bearings out. But as you guys can see, we still got this lip to deal with. We gotta cut that lip off so we can free the hub from the rim. And then you're going to, so what I did was basically go around the inside edge, right where it starts to roll, right where it starts to chamfer. And I started cutting along that edge, because that edge will marry up with the inside of the wheel well. With that being said, you can actually cut the rolled over edge out without harming the wheel, the rim. As you go around, you can actually start to see the rim separating from the wheel well. As you can see, the chamfer on the rim actually is gone, and so that the rim will actually just pop up and off the hub. You'll need the hub after this unless you plan to reuse it. So as you can see, right in these holes right here, I could actually put my screwdriver in, and it's starting to separate. So let's help it separate by putting in a nail. All right guys, got my nail. Gonna wedge that in right in there. Like so. it's pushing down on that hub while it's pushing up on the actual surface. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this right now without rocking you guys too much. So we got our nail in. It's pressing up on this wheel well right here. So you guys got the premise. I'm gonna finish working on this and we're going to come back when I have it off. That way I can stop shaking you guys. All right guys, I almost got it off. So I actually got this part separated. So all I have to do now is press up and boom. Our rim is intact and clean and our hub is still in the vise. So let me get that out. As you can see, that lip was rolled over the top of our rim. So now we get to put it all back together. All right guys, so we now have our two pieces of rim, like so. Here is the old hub with the old bearings. And now we're gonna marry this to this. So all you do is take your hub and you figure out what goes first. So in this case, this was the back plate to the hub, so it's gonna marry up to the hub. So we're just gonna put that on there like so. Look how well that fits. Like if it was meant to be. Come on, how could you not do that? So, except I got it upside down. So yours will actually fit on just like so. Like that. Like it was meant to be. You put on your tire. And now here's the hard part. You have to marry this up with how this is on the thing. So there are these pilot bumps. I don't know if you can see it, but those two pilot bumps where the holes are not drilled out, those are bumps. And in the recess, there's two smaller holes than the four lug nut holes you have in the rim. Those are your alignment holes. So you have to align this tire with how the air tube, the little air nozzle tube, fits in the tube. So you have to spin the top and the tire with how it lines up on the rim. So once it's all lined up, then you can just marry those two pieces together and call it a day. So in this case, that's where it lines up at, like so. And now all you have to do is torque it down. So you set your rim down. I gotta set mine on something a little higher. So let's see if it will work with the old hub. Hey, what do you know? So that works. That will go on like so. Ta-da! And then all you do is crank down these nuts. So you spin it, get them started, add a washer, add a nut, and once you have the whole tire in place, it'll crank it all the way down. Oh, I guess I didn't have that one on like I thought it did. There we go. Nut or washer, then nut. It's really simple, guys. Once you have your new tires, you can throw them back on your Medicart and do whatever you want with your project. So this tire is complete. I got two tires now. I gotta put it on my Jeep Cherokee build, not to be confused with my Barbie Jeep Cherokee build, because one is going to be RC, they're both going to be remote controlled, but one is going to be quite smaller than the other. So after this, that Metacart Jeep Cherokee build, that should be about quarter scale. That's going to be dwarf the Barbie Jeep. So like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.